Okay, okay, it's time to get excited. Okay,
I'm
from
always excited when I'm around you.
from beautiful Southern California. Although if you saw the skies right
Yeah.
now, it's getting ready for flash flooding
Yeah,
weather.
yeah.
Okay, that's what we get. We'll explain why we get that in the
Yeah.
desert. Okay, but everything floods and cars get pushed down the street, etc. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
it's still beautiful Southern California. Welcome to the Suzanne Summer Show. And here she is.
Yay! You know what I love?
It's Friday.
At your age, your voice still cracks when you get excited. Like a teenage boy. It's so sweet. Hi, Caroline.
Well, hello.
Hello.
Good evening. Good evening.
Well, it is. The clouds are black over our property here, and I've had three alerts that sound like those Amber alerts, but they're weather alerts for flash floods, and that's the desert's way of saying if you don't have to go out, don't go out, because I've never been in a flash flood, but I have seen the remnants of it, and I do see it at our property. We have a gate at the bottom of our hill, and when a flash flood comes, it's like these torrents come down. Last time we had one, I went out and I stood outside and we had 7 waterfalls on the property. Remember that, Alan? It was this year.
Yeah, especially there were 2 really big ones.
Big.
Yeah.
One, it took like a month to build up the road again. It really, and so what happens is these torrents come down and then the ground is so dry because it's been so hot, so it doesn't absorb any of the water, and so it just runs off. And in our case, it goes down to the gate. There's another one. Here it is right now. Here it is. Emergency alert.
It says drink tequila and go to bed.
Flash flood warning. This is a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing in areas subject to flooding or under evacuation. So that's what's going on here. But luckily, Al and I, we're just staying home and having dinner in the kitchen, and we'll have to find our way back up to our bedroom to watch Netflix for the night. But what happens,
There's something wonderful when it rains hard in the desert, because
Yeah.
we rarely get that.
Yeah, and we need
And it's
it.
dramatic.
And we need it.
And we do need it.
Yeah,
It's dramatic.
We're
You know,
so dry, and you do worry about fires
you know
here.
the thing is with water here, the reason they call it Palm Springs
Uh-huh.
is because there's an aquifer under this entire valley,
Mm-hmm.
and they said that there's enough water down there to last for the next 200 years. Okay, now
Uh-huh.
think about it. We have more golf courses per capita
Yeah,
than any
yeah.
other place in the world. At last count, there were like 130 or 140 golf courses. They all have lakes and streams and water, whatever they call them, okay? And everyone who lives in this valley has a swimming pool. So think of all the water that's
Yeah.
evaporating every day and all the water that gets used to water the fairways and the greens. And when, most of California says drought,
Yep.
okay, you can't wash your car or water your front lawn. We don't hear that word.
I know, but you know what I learned last week? Our gate, Joe, who's been with us for 25 years, he said, under the gate you need about this much space so that the water and the dirt can flow under, but ours
That's
is
true.
flush, and so it builds up and then the gate won't open. And then last year, it was a few months ago, it was enough torrential rain to knock big boulders down the driveway.
There was one major boulder
And went through.
that went through the
Yeah,
gate,
yeah.
and it left a hole that was about 3 feet in diameter. That was scary.
So let's hope it doesn't happen tonight.
Okay,
Because
okay.
tonight I'm presenting to you yet again my favorite product. It's all about hair tonight. And ladies and gentlemen, we have good hair days. And we don't have a good hair day, it's not a good day, is it? You spend the whole day apologizing for your hair. Oh, my hair looks like crap. I wish I'd done my hair. And it is all about the hair. It's all about the food first. But second, it's all about hair. Al got a haircut today, so we'll show you his hair. I got a haircut today.
And I used the serum, the True Brazilian Serum, Do you have it over there? Yes, you do.
You mean the activating?
Oh, the activating serum. Yeah. Well, I
And
call
did
it
you use the styling gel?
Yeah, I use the styling gel every day. I like
Yeah.
it.
And
You know what I do with it? I put the styling gel in after I wash my hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
you're such a girl.
I just realized what we're talking
I
about.
know, but you're such a girl.
Okay, I know.
And I love that. And they all know it now, and they saw how much you enjoyed being in the dress the other night. I've never seen anyone enjoy being in a dress as much as Alan Hamill. Did you, Caroline? I mean, he loved
He wore it well.
he loved the dress.
So when
I
was
gotta
the
have to send you some of the pictures. They're so funny.
Funny.
when was that? Was that last Friday?
Yeah, yes, you guys, before we move on, the True Brazilian Activating Serum that Suzanne and Alan are swooning over is a free gift tonight with any $29.99 purchase. So she's not only sharing this favorite product with you, she's giving it to you with any purchase at SuzanneSummers.com of $29.99 or more.
And you are correct. That's exactly it. I love our hair products. I always tell this story. I was in my shower in one of our many houses in Malibu. You know, it all started with the fire, our house burning down, and then we moved to this house that I loved, that I wanted to buy, and it turned out it had mold in it. Then we had to leave that house, and then we go to another house, and then I find out that the mold houses had the mold removed, and we could move back into the house, and we moved back into the house, and then it turns out it wasn't removed, and then we moved to that house up on the hill. We've been in so many houses. In one of those houses, I was washing my hair in the shower, and I look on the bench, and I had dozens, maybe, I don't want to exaggerate, dozens of shampoo, conditioner,
We still do.
wrecked hair stuff, worse wrecked hair stuff, masks for really wrecked haired stuff. If your hair is just not even consolable at all stuff, I had all this stuff. And so I picked up one of the conditioners I was using, all filled with chemicals, but I hadn't regressed to that at that point yet. And I looked at the price on the bottle, and it was $67 for that bottle. That was just one of the things that I was using. I thought, $67. And that doesn't include the shampoo, the conditioner, the mask, the elixirs and everything you put on. So we went into the hair care business, and it took a long time, because if it's not as good as the chemical stuff, you won't use it. I'm you, I know. And so I rejected, and finally a shampoo came in. Is this it here? Yeah. No, that's the conditioner. The shampoo came in. I washed my hair. Where's the shampoo? Oh, you know what? We don't have the shampoo here. What you thought was conditioner, is that shampoo?
No, it's conditioner.
Oh, all right. I don't have the bottle of shampoo here, but
But it looks just like that.
it looks just like that. It's so good, and it's sudsed up, because organic shampoo doesn't suds as a general rule. Have you ever bought it and you don't like it because you put it on but there's no suds? Well, we get suds from quinoa, yeah, that stuff that we make, you know, as a substitute for rice or for great salads and things like that, and shea butter and puasu and all
pasta.
these things, and pasta
And coconut cleansers.
and
Like,
coconut cleanser.
What a better solution than that chemical stuff that conventional
kidding.
brands use.
She's right. And so we finally got the shampoo. I said to Caroline, this is it. It foams up. It makes my hair slippery and slidey, and it squeaks when I, squeeze the water out. And
There were actually so many rounds of shampoo that
Yeah.
I think you and I both were getting fatigued to the point of like, do we just have to approve one?
yeah.
But, like, something inside of us, like, it's just not quite right yet. And then when it finally came, I remember that phone call from you.
Yeah. It was, okay, now we've got it. Then we went through the same thing with the conditioners. They weren't good. And then we got to the one that we've got now that's got squalene in it, I think, doesn't it, Caroline? Squalene. And it doesn't weigh it down. It just makes your hair silky, shiny, beautiful. Everything about it is right. I should read it. Let me see what's in it.
Well,
It's
while
toxic
you're
free.
looking for that, I'm going to tell you what Robin Lish Burns has to say about
Yeah.
your True Brazilian Activating Serum.
Yeah.
She said, it's completely changed the texture of my hair. I'm 60 years old and I have 18-year-old hair. I never walk out the door
Yeah.
where someone doesn't compliment me on how healthy my hair looks, and they all want to know what I'm using, and I tell them. Thank you, Robin.
I agree with you, Robin. You know, if your hair is shiny and silky, it's very youthful. And think about it. Women who look kind of old and haggard, a lot of it has to do not with wrinkles on the face, but with stringy, dull hair. You want to keep your hair in the best condition you can keep it in. And Robin is right. Our shampoo, our conditioner, and then after I shampoo and condition, I always put on the hair elixir, which doesn't make your hair grow, but it makes the shaft.
The volumizing elixir is so good.
Yeah, it's so good. It makes the shaft healthier. If your shaft is healthy, then your hair will be healthier and grow more easily. And then once a week I use the rescue mask. I'll get into all of this with you. And then after I towel dry my hair, after all this stuff is on, then I take the magic that we were just talking about, the activating serum. I've never used anything like this. This is the secret to young hair, is the activating serum. It started because on both coasts, West Coast and East Coast, the high-end salons were doing something called the Brazilian. And every time you saw somebody your age or my age, you'd go, wow, look at their hair. It's so silky and shiny, and they could let it blow in the wind, and it was so beautiful. And it would always turn out that they'd been doing the Brazilian. Well, okay, but here's the Brazilian in a high-end salon. What is it, like from $500
To
Carolyn?
$750.
Yeah.
It depends on,
The salon.
I've seen it like 300. The salons you go to, it would be 500.
500. Sometimes I've heard of it being $700 a treatment. But women will gladly pay it because it lasts like 2 or 3 months and their hair is silky and shiny. But here's the problem. Here's your brain, right? And you put all this stuff on your hair, and then they put a plastic bag over it, and then they put you under the dryer. Your brain's right here, remember? And the main ingredient in that product is formaldehyde. Let's see, what do they embalm bodies with? Oh yeah, they embalm bodies with formaldehyde. Let's just, for starters, here's your brain. You got formaldehyde in all this stuff here, in a plastic bag, under a hot dryer, opening up your pores. Remember, your brain's right here, and now this stuff is cooking into your brain. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a doctor, but sure don't sound good to me, like it can't be good for you. And we decided, how do we get the same thing with no deleterious effects? The activating serum is week to week. It's not 3 months. It's not $300 to $700 either. You wash your hair, you condition your hair. You put the elixir on. If you did a mask, you probably would have done the mask the night before. And then you put like 8 pumps into your hand of the activating serum and rub it around and pull it through your hair all the way to the ends, all the way to the ends. And now you take out your blow dryer and you blow it however you want, haphazard. And then here's the magic. You take your flattening iron. If you want straight hair, if you want curly hair, the magic is that now you scrunch it up while you're drying it and do your curly look. If you want straight, silky, shiny hair with the activating serum, now it's dry. It's got all this stuff in it, and you take your flattening iron, and it only takes me about 7 pulls, and my hair gets straight and shiny and beautiful, beautiful. And I've used not one chemical, and every time I wash my hair, I redo it all over again. It's no big deal. You're going to blow dry your hair anyway. You're going to flatten iron your hair anyway, or you're going to scrunch up your hair anyway. So Alan, who's got curly hair, uses this, and you want to come show them your hair, Al?
As a matter of fact, I used all
used
of the
it.
products you mentioned, except the, I can't remember what it's called.
The rescue mask? No, you
Hang
didn't
on
use
one
that.
second.
Okay, he'll be back.
Hang on one
It's
second.
worth
As a
it.
cameraman, okay,
Yeah.
I have to make sure that.
You're so darling.
Okay, all right, yeah, there we are.
Yeah, okay, all right. All right, here he comes. Ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're about to meet my husband, my everything, Alan Hamill.
Okay.
Look at that hair. Look
Okay,
at that
this
hair.
is-
Now,
Hey,
would you,
Alan, will you go on the other side of her, or else we can't see you on Instagram?
you go
Really?
Yeah, go on the other side.
Oh, okay. Well, no, you've just reposed the camera. I see. I'm
Yeah.
a few seconds behind. Okay, no, it might be okay.
You know, as an experienced cameraman, okay, Caroline, okay, I understand what you have to do in order to be in the shot.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm 15 seconds behind you in the delay, so
I understand.
it takes me a while to see your adjustment.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
I
I
see you
understand.
now
Yeah.
with
Okay.
that gorgeous hair.
Look at his hair.
Okay.
Now, I've
So
got,
good.
we both use activating serum. I've got the straight look. He's got the curly look. They both look great, don't they? Not to
They
be
look amazing.
not to be obnoxious, but you know. Oh, and that's the
No, well,
gloss.
what Suzanne's put in that True Brazilian activating serum is she's put so many nutrients in there. What it does is it smooths the cuticle of the hair shaft and it coats it all the way through to the end. And then you seal it in with the flattening iron, and that actually bonds all those nutrients to the hair shaft, so it makes your hair look stronger and healthier. And Lori Mitchell on Instagram said, I finally have long hair again. I used to have to cut it because it was so dry and damaged.
And that's
Love
the
your
age.
hair products.
And Lori, that's the part that's aging, isn't it? When you have like frizzy, dry, lifeless looking hair. It doesn't make your hair grow, but because it coats the ends when you flattening iron it, you don't get breakage. You just get the length that you would have had. But we're so used to having breakage all the time that our hair never grows, but it actually does.
You know,
And Suzanne, only you could figure out how to make the flat iron a tool for healthy hair. Because normally
Had
a flat iron
to.
breaks
Rex
your
it.
hair and kills your hair.
Yeah.
But if you use it with Suzanne's True Brazilian
Yeah.
Activating Serum, which is organic and certified toxic free, you're actually helping protect those fragile ends.
She's right.
Smooth down those split ends, smooth down the cuticle, so that's where you get that silky, shiny look, and healthier hair, which keeps it longer. It's amazing.
And what about Al's hair?
yeah.
Curly and sassy.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
yeah.
cute.
And Caroline has curly hair, and she has the luxury of being able to decide, do I want my straight silky hair today or my curly hair? And her hair, when it's curly, she never liked it, but I always thought it was so beautiful.
True Brazilian Activating Serum has changed my life. It cuts my styling time in half, and instead of spending $40 for a blowout at one of those, blow dry bars, I can do it myself.
Yeah.
And it literally
Yeah.
comes out looking just as good. It used to take me an hour. I used to have to do section by section and really pull my hair, and then also flat iron it. And now I can dry it, just make sure it's dry. I don't have to pull it, and then I use the flat iron. But as long as I have that activating serum on there, I can style it like with volume or straight, and it's amazing.
And who was that?
Me.
Oh, that was you.
Yeah.
Oh, it sounded like a testimonial.
Well,
So
it
it
was.
was.
Well, I will read another one.
Yeah.
C.A. Johnson on Instagram said, I
Uh-huh.
absolutely love your shampoo and conditioner. I've tried so many different products, and nothing loves my hair like yours. The activating serum is the cherry on top. Thank you so much.
What's her name?
It says C.A. Johnson.
Oh, yeah. We used to
On
date.
Instagram, it's hard to see people's names,
Yeah, we used to date. She always had a problem with her hair, didn't
This
she?
is Alan
Well,
lying. Alan is lying.
He said, wow, Al's hair is great.
Al is lying. Those of you who know him know that Al lies on a regular basis, but I always point it out. Anyway, it
I have
is
to
great.
go back to my real job.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, Marianne Better Life said, the True Brazilian is so great.
It is.
Dari Cavello said, great for wavy hair too. For summer, I just put it in and let it dry.
Yep.
Isabella on Instagram said, the activating serum actually saved my hair. No more breakage.
I know how she feels. Me too. And then there's the finishing gloss. So you put the activating serum on, you do the whole thing, you get it like this. If you've got any flyaways, you take a little bit of this finishing gloss. You will use this a lot, and just a few squirts in your hand like this, and then just smooth it down. It won't make it heavy or weighted down or anything. It just makes it shiny and beautiful without a single flyaway. It's so
Okay,
great.
you're going to love this, Alan. Earl's Dave said, take away Alan's man card. He's painted his toenails like a pansy.
Did they see his toes just now?
No, I've got shoes
You
on.
got shoes on, that's funny. You're right, he's my girl. I just heard thunder. Did you hear the thunder? But
Yeah.
I can see the pool, and there's no drops in the pool.
Yeah, I'd like it if it really rained.
I think it
I don't
will.
want anyone to get hurt.
No, I think it will this weekend, and we're staying in all weekend, so
Okay.
why not?
Here's the deal. You get the True Brazilian Activating Serum free.
Free!
It's worth $30. All you have to do is spend 30 or more. That's a deal.
It's such a good deal. And you guys read the testimonials on Facebook or Instagram. Suzanne has changed the game in hair care. She, long before anyone even knew it was an issue, she was letting you know that sodium lauryl sulfate was carcinogenic and not something that you should be using in hair products or in body wash or in anything that has suds. And she's been telling us this for a long time. She changed hers and started using coconut cleansers. And they're more gentle. They don't strip your hair.
Wow.
They don't give you that dry feeling because it's not stripping your hair or
Yeah,
your
yeah.
skin from the moisture. She changed that long before people were complaining and long before Johnson & Johnson even decided, I guess we have to take this out of our baby shampoo.
Wow.
Because for all these years we've been saying how gentle this is. It was not gentle, so they've actually changed the formula.
I know.
Suzanne knows their stuff. And actually, did you hear what happened today with Roundup, Suzanne?
No.
They have banned glyphosate for personal use.
Oh my God.
Well,
Oh my God.
They
But
will
even
no longer be selling it to use in your own backyard. This is under the name of Roundup. You guys have heard of this. Suzanne's been talking about it forever.
Ever.
Starting in 2023, you will no
Wow.
longer be able to buy Roundup.
Wow.
But in an extreme case of irony, they can still spray it on
Right.
our crops.
right.
Like
Well, that's
Alan, you
that's
tried
like
to get corn today,
that. Right. That's like
and you
ban. That's
couldn't
like
get any fresh organic corn without Roundup being
Right.
sprayed on it.
Yeah.
You know what? Power to the people.
It's progress.
That's
It's
all of
progress.
us going, no. I've been saying for years, who thought it was a good idea to spray poison on our food?
Well, we actually know that person.
Yeah, awful.
Well, listen, Suzanne has been leading us all in the right direction for years. She's always ahead of the curve. She's a total pioneer. She finds out about this stuff before any of us, and then she writes a book and she shares it with all of us. So lean in and trust her because she knows what she's doing. She's looking out for your health, but she's also really vain. And she really cares about her beauty. And when she finds the solutions in the beauty world, she also shares those.
Always,
So
always.
I'm proud of you, Suzanne.
Thank you, darling.
You
Thank
know-
you.
you
You know
know-
the greatest thing. Yes, go on, Ellen.
No, you know, the evolution. I can remember 20 years ago when you started writing about, actually more than 20 years ago, writing about this. This is your message, and about bioidentical hormones, etc. Every time we would go to New York to promote a book, there'd be a couple of stations that would take you on,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
and talk
Yeah.
about, fake science, etc., etc. That hasn't happened in years.
Hasn't happened in a long time.
And a lot of those people have called you to find out where they should go. They never say it's for them. They say,
Yeah.
I have a friend,
yeah.
who's got whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, if you look at a curve, cancer is now an epidemic. And you have to kind of peel back, like, why? Why is cancer so prevalent? For me, I always tell you this. I think the worst things that happen to you in life are always your opportunity if you choose to look at it that way. And it was my gift that I got cancer, because I remember when I was told those 3 words, which so many of you have heard, you have cancer. I remember thinking, what have I done in my diet and lifestyle that I played host to this disease? And that's when I really took it all seriously. I decided I would never eat chemicals again. I would value sleep. I would value my thoughts. I would eat organic food only, and I only put products on my skin that were organic, because I realized that chemicals come into our bodies 3 different pathways: through the skin, through the GI tract, the food we eat, and through the air we breathe. And our little company, we're a little company, we address all of that. We address how it comes in through your skin and through your scalp, which is, the skin is the largest organ in the body. And we've created these beautiful products, most of which are certified toxic free. It's got the little insignia. Where is it on here? Yeah, well, here it is right here. You can hardly see it there, which means very stringent guidelines. It's grown organically, extracted organically, and nothing upwind or downwind of the product can be toxic to contaminate it. So if you put skin products on your skin and you've got all these pores, under a microscope these pores look like holes, right? And when you put chemical creams on, the chemicals leak into those holes in your skin called pores, and now they're in your bloodstream. And now that they're in your bloodstream, they're going to go on a rampage, and they're going to look for the fattiest organs and glands in your body. Is it your thyroid, or your thymus, or your adrenals, or pancreas, or is it your brain? They like the brain the best because the brain is 65% fat. They make their way through the bloodstream, passing through the other organs and contaminating them, getting up into the brain. And after a while, and I've told you this before, it just gives me the shudders when I think about it, the brain has to shrink to make room for the chemicals. So the more chemicals you take in through the skin, or the food you eat that's been sprayed with glyphosate and other terrible products that have been known carcinogens, and yet they've been legal, and they're still legal to spray on it. But what was the decision today, Caroline, that you can't what?
And starting in 2023, you will no longer be able to purchase Roundup for personal use.
So you better load up, folks.
Yeah, that's Alan being a jerk. That actually almost makes me cry. That's progress. That's progress for us as human beings. That means that enough of us.
Why do you have to wait 2 years?
Well, at least this information will.
Because for big companies like that, it actually takes them that long to get it out of circulation.
Can you imagine what's happening?
Johnson did the same thing.
Can you imagine what's happening in boardrooms all over the world today? Going, oh my God, because this was such a money-making product for them. So
and also
we
really,
people,
it's personal for us because our very dear friend and colleague for 20 years, who was the president of the company before I was, he used Roundup all the time in his backyard. It was just part of his normal process, was to spray the outside
to make sure they didn't have bugs and rodents and things like that.
And he's one of the people who passed from multiple myeloma,
which
is the connection to the cancer specific for glyphosate. One of them.
There's an 800% increased risk of multiple myeloma from glyphosate. 800% increased risk of cancer from multiple cancer.
Say it 5 times quickly. Multiple myeloma
is body-wide. And when you hear those words and someone says, I have multiple myeloma, you think, that's not good.
But what you can do is you can choose organic food, and you can choose organic skincare and hair care like Suzanne has for you today.
And household cleaning products, and eat organic food. It makes a difference. I was on a program yesterday morning on Newsmax. My girlfriend Monica Crowley was given a guest host spot for the week, and she asked me if I'd come on. It was a big gift because you know what time I had to get up? 4 a.m. and then be sharp and pretty. And so we talked about, she said, what's your book about? A New Way to Age. I happen to be wearing the same dress that I wore on the cover of A New Way to Age. I'm not trying to sell books. I just really would like you to know all the information that is in this book. And she kept asking me about it. And I said, aging is about worn out parts. And in The New Way to Age, you can do testing to find out what of your parts are worn out. Your body will tell you. Your body's telling you all the time with itching, all the menopause signs, itchy, bitchy, sleepy, sweaty, bloated, forgetful, and all dried up. Your body will talk to you. And if you're itching, you have to say to your body, why am I itching? Well, you're missing something. What am I missing? Well, have a blood test and find out where your hormones are. That's what the brilliance of the body is. And it was an interesting conversation. And she said, what is the one thing that we can all do to age better? And I said, I want you to listen to me very carefully. I said, every night at 5 o'clock, have a tequila. all over the internet today, I saw Suzanne Summers says the secret to aging well is having a tequila every night at 5 o'clock. But
I have one in front of me. I'm joining you.
Good
tonight.
for you. I'm so glad. I thought I heard Ice Cube.
We have so many. I have to jump in because I literally have so many people asking about hair color.
Okay.
And I know you're always very honest about hair color.
No, I color my hair.
You've answered this hundreds of times, but if you could please talk about hair color.
Well, that's the one arena that I've not conquered yet. We have found organic hair color for dark hair. So if you've got gray hair and you want to hide the gray, we don't sell it yet, but I can, on our website, I can direct you to that. But I'm looking for those of us who want to stay blonde, who are blonde, who want to stay blonde. It's a dilemma. This is my monthly dilemma. I don't have a period anymore, but every month my roots come up and I think, I just hate putting this stuff on the roots of my hair. Again, here's my brain and I'm putting chemicals there. So I'm not happy.
There are organic, if you're looking, like Madison Reed does a great job with organic color. I mean, they literally have so many shades of reds and browns and blacks. I don't think it's a business we would ever be able to get into just because you have to have so many shades.
So many shades, because
for everyone. But Suzanne needs a lightening agent for hair, and that they have not created organic. And she's very honest; it's the one chemical she hasn't been able to get rid of.
Although, as I'm aging, my roots are getting lighter, so maybe I'll reach that place my mother reached, where she didn't need to color her hair anymore. My mother had
It's
these
true.
beautiful.
You'll be Chrissy Snow.
Yeah. Why do we have these combs in front of me, Caroline?
It's just a cute comb. We finally got a new comb.
Is it a gift?
No, the gift is the True Brazilian Activating Serum.
Okay, this is free. This you buy, but I have one of these, and when I put the conditioner on and then the elixir on, and I haven't talked about the rescue mask. About once a week I use the rescue mask. Let me read to you what's in it, because it's like a lot of really good stuff. Okay. Organic amino acids, okay. Helps repair split ends, improves elasticity, and increases volume. Sweet almond, coconut, and shea butter creates smooth, shiny, frizz-free hair. And all you do is leave it on for 10 minutes or 20. I always like to leave masks on 20 myself. And it's a deep conditioning, moisturizing. Put it on before you go to bed. Sometimes I put it on when I go to bed and leave it in all night. Although it's not a great thing to do for Al because it gets kind of hard, and when conditioner dries, it can be kind of like tap, tap, tap. Feels like this table here, but my hair looks great. Anyway, 10 minutes is fine. 20 minutes is even finer. And once a week, you want to give your hair a good treatment, and that's this. This hair mask is great.
Yeah, and if you guys are new to Suzanne's hair care line, Suzanne Organics is certified toxic-free. There are no pegs. There are no parabens. It is certified toxic-free, so that means no chemicals. She doesn't use any chemical sudsing agents, no artificial colors, no artificial fragrance. The fragrance is from essential oils, so they smell great, but it's not from flavors. It's actually from essential oils. They're all made in the USA, and they're cruelty-free. There's never any testing on animals.
And then there's our, what do we call this, paste?
Styling cream.
Styling cream. I don't have my glasses on. My eyes really got bad this year. You know what I need to start taking is our supplement Ocular Renew. And I hear that the important time to take ocular renew is at night, ocular. And this is the first year I've like had trouble seeing. Anyway, this styling cream, I used it tonight. I wanted to piece up my bangs. So you take a little bit and then you piece up, pieces of your hair that you want to like make piecey. And
especially if you have short hair, it's such a great tool for, reviving that hairdo from the night before. You wake up and you have a little bit of bedhead. You can take that styling cream and just like reform your hair. Or for men's hair, it's also great.
Do you use it, Al?
I use it all the time.
Oh, okay. Well, I like to piece up my bangs, and so otherwise I get like little Lord Fauntleroy. I need to piece them up a little bit, so it's really good for me to stick them together like that. And
Debbie Seymour says, I like the hair color on you and the picture behind you.
yeah,
That's called 20-year-old natural hair color.
yeah.
Okay, well,
Whoops.
that picture was
Whoops.
taken the same year we met.
I didn't hang that picture up there.
No, I did.
Alan hung it up there. I thought it was
I did.
obnoxious.
Well, it's not obnoxious. It's all it is a picture of you
I
when you
know.
were 20 years old.
20, and I'm now 74.
74, you say?
Yeah, 74.
Wow.
Soon to be 75 in
Wow.
October.
Wow.
Wow, I never thought I'd be 75, and I'm so glad I'm going to be 75. As you get older, you get so grateful for every year you get. I have always said I want to live to be 120. Alan says you're selling yourself short, so maybe I'll be a lot longer than that. But if you can age and keep your brain and your energy and your juice, why wouldn't you want to be alive? I love my life. I love my life with you, Al.
Thank you.
I love it. I dropped something on the floor, but it doesn't matter, does it?
No.
No, it doesn't matter. Anyway, these are incredible products. So now tell them about the styling gel, because you use more of our products than I do even. What do you do with the styling gel, Al?
Well, what I put the Brazilian activating serum on after I wash my hair and towel dry.
Free gift.
Okay, that's the free gift worth 25
actually, no,
bucks
that's
a
the
day.
gloss.
25 bucks.
This is the
$29.99. Yep.
Yeah.
How
this
much?
is
Spend $29.99, get the free gift that's worth $29.99.
and it
Oh, so it's-
lasts a
okay.
long time.
Okay. So then I put the styling gel on after that.
Yes.
I-
No,
what I
don't you
usually-
use the elixir?
No, I
You
use-
forget to use the elixir. The
yeah, I haven't
volumizing.
Volumizing elixir is the
Yeah.
one
No, I haven't
Susan's
used
talking
that.
about if you're
I've never
looking
used
online.
that. But the Brazilian activating serum, I put it all over my hands, and then I make sure that I cover all of the ends of my hair
Yes, you do.
rather than the entire hair.
Hey, you know what I've been noticing about you? You know how I always say when I get up at 3:30 in the morning to pee, I go sit at my little makeup table and I put my light concealer here to take the red out, so that when you wake up and look over at me and tell
That's
me I'm
very
so
thoughtful.
beautiful, that I think I know because I have my lightning makeup here. Just right
Actually,
here.
one of my favorite things to do when you get up to pee is for me to get up as well, and I hold your hand,
walks me to
walking to the toilet.
believe-
Okay,
He walks me to the toilet
and then I
at 3
stand
in the
by.
morning.
And why did I do that?
Why?
Because one night you got up and you went to pee, and it felt like a long time, and you still weren't back. And I walked down the hall, and you'd fallen asleep.
Asleep on the toilet. It's true. I get up, we all like get out of bed and I'm walking and he's always waiting for me. And he takes my hand and I put my arm around his waist and he puts his arm around my waist and we walk to the toilet. It's so dear. It's so sweet.
I know.
I know. And then what I've noticed about you, because you have a little ego like me too, you do your hair before you get back in bed when you get up around 7.
Well, that's true.
You
I don't
do?
do my hair. What I do is,
What do you do?
okay, usually when I get up to be up, I wash my face.
Yeah,
I take some of that structured silver stuff.
yeah. Oh, colloidal silver.
Yeah, put it on a pad, and I
Clean your
wash
eyes.
both of
Yeah.
my
That's
eyes.
very important.
Okay, And then I use eye drops,
Uh-huh.
non-preservative eye drops.
Yeah.
Then I
aren't you
take a little
busy?
water in both hands,
Yeah. And then put it on your hair?
and I just put it over my hair, and that's
'Cause
really it.
I
don't
notice when I wake up at 7 and
Yeah.
you're just getting back into bed that you look kind of well-groomed
Well,
and not like Wolfman.
that I don't. Well, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I just kind of settle my hair down.
You know what I like? We've been together for 54 years, and we still care about how each of us presents ourselves to one another. I think it's important. I think you can't get lazy about it. And I like the way you look at me, and I'm sure you like the way I look at you.
Yeah.
So, how nice.
Yeah.
How nice.
Yeah. Whatever
And
it is, it works.
It works. And along the way, you've got good hair, and I've got good hair. And I am really thrilled what you told me about glyphosate today. Because I've been saying
Isn't
forever.
that exciting?
Yeah, I've been saying forever, who thought it was a good idea to spray poison on our food? And I've not only felt about our generation, but the generations that are coming up, my children,
And you
my
also,
children,
you
grandchildren.
think about people spraying poison in their
Oh.
backyard, and then the dog runs outside, and the dog runs on the grass, and then the dog hops up in your couch, and the dog hops up in your bed. And
Yeah, yeah.
you know, besides the fact that we're spraying it on our food and we're eating it
Yeah.
and ingesting it, and you know, they keep saying, you know, oh no, don't worry, it's safe for, you know, in the amount that you get, it's safe. Well,
No.
if anyone's having issues with, if you're having gut issues, a lot of people can't handle what happens to the deterioration of the gut from chemicals like glyphosate, and that's what Suzanne has been explaining to all of us. So, you know, my girls were very sensitive to chemicals, and even though I tried to feed them organic, it's not 100% organic. And when you read about how bugs are killed from glyphosate, their guts literally explode. They eat
Wow.
corn with glyphosate
Wow.
on it, and what happens is that their guts explode, and that's how
Wow.
they die. But they kept telling us it was safe for humans. Well, guess what? I had 2 little girls. Guess what happened? Their guts started exploding.
Yeah.
When I watched the research on that, I had tears streaming down my face because I realized this is what was happening to my children. And then Suzanne sent me to every expert that she knew, every doctor, every expert in gut health, to try to undo the damage that had happened to my kids. And the result of what you will find right now of how to help heal that, how to help heal if you have issues with your gut, is a product called Gut Renew.
Yeah.
And it is, we loaded Gut Renew with everything that Suzanne taught us and all the experts that we talked with taught us to help support a healthy gut. And I mean, the number of comments of people who are having outstanding results.
Yeah.
I got a personal DM from someone today who said, I've had gut issues for 20 years and I'm finally better. Please tell Suzanne how appreciative I am for this product. I just can't believe how much better she's doing now that she's on your Gut Renew. And this is happening thousands and thousands and thousands of people. So if you're having issues with your stomach, it's from over-chemicalization of our food. Suzanne told you about it. She warned you about it. She told you to go organic. You still have damage. She's got Gut Renew for you to help support a healthy gut and do what you can to get your gut back in good shape. So thank you, Suzanne Summers. You are my hero. Helped so many people. It's amazing.
I'm so proud of our little company. There's another product we have with what's going on right now, and if you're watching the news, you know what's going on right now. This is called immune support. Right now, don't you think the most important thing is to keep our immune systems strong? And this is vitamin C and zinc and C, zinc, Phyto Immune Boost, prebiotic, and Phyto Herbal Blend. I would have said that faster, but I have a hard time seeing. All you do is put a spoonful of this in a glass of water, just down it.
Or you can mix it in with your
or put it in
smoothie.
your Gut Renew smoothie. If you want to keep your immune system strong, and these are easy ways to do it. I don't know why. I don't know why I got into this arena. I think it's because I had cancer 20 years ago, and I was so shocked by it, and I wasn't going to let that do me in. And
Actually, it's almost 25 years ago.
25 years. And once you've had cancer, you got to be vigilant for the rest of your life. You have to. And we made such changes in our life, and I love the way I'm aging. I love the way Alan's aging. I love the way my family is feeling. Everybody in the family is just doing so well, health-wise, and not many people can say that right now. So it's more than these shows that we do. It's more than selling product. It's about passing on what I've learned to you, passing on what I know to you. I've got your back. I say that all the time. I've got your back, and we don't have to go the route that so many people are going. This news that Caroline told me today, I feel like I'm going to explode. I'm so happy. It means that we, the people, had the power to make them stop. We made them stop, and that rarely happens. Hallelujah.
And as we're looking down the barrel of restrictions being placed on other natural health solutions like dietary supplements and things like that,
yeah,
it is so important that everyone bands together,
yeah,
and that we make our voices
heard. Our voices are powerful, really. So
you are the ringleader. You're the one with the biggest megaphone. So.
Well, I don't go in there and use my megaphone until I think I can be really effective. Everybody, every day, you can't imagine, every day somebody wants me to be on this committee and that committee and this committee. And I say to all these people, if I'm on every single committee, I'm ineffective. Save me for the closers. Save me for speaking in front of Congress or the House and Senate or wherever it will make an effect. I've been up there once before. I spoke before the United States Senate on behalf of adult children of alcoholics.
Oh, that's right. I remember that
You do?
day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the day that I didn't know what the rules were.
Oh, did you break some rules that day?
Well,
Al?
I didn't know I was breaking rules.
Oh, really?
I didn't realize that, but
Let me set it up. I'm sitting in front of a Senate subcommittee, and I'm a little nervous because I'm kind of out of my element, and I'm sitting there in a business suit, but Strom Thurmond, I start to talk, and he says, Ms. Summers, you are a fine-looking woman.
And he was like 100 at
I know,
that
I
point,
thought, oh,
right?
God, I'm dead. Anyway, I let it go, and I thought, okay, thank you. I'm a fine-looking woman. Thank you very much. And now I'm doing this pitch and this appeal to the United States Senate subcommittee, and I look over there, and there's Alan Hamill standing behind all of them. Now, everywhere in the Senate are pictures of cameras with an X in front of it, meaning verboten. Verboten, do not take any pictures here. He's behind all these senators with his camera, and I'm pitching, and I'm losing my train of thought because I'm thinking, I know you shouldn't be there. So anyway.
But the best part.
Okay, I'll let you tell the rest.
The best part.
Here's what. He's so bad. Okay.
The best part. Okay.
We love him, but he's so bad.
Okay.
Tell him,
Well,
Alan.
this was Suzanne was chairwoman of Adult Children of Alcoholics in America, and she was invited.
Started a movement.
He was right. She was invited to speak before this Senate subcommittee.
Yeah.
And the chairman was Ted Kennedy.
Cute.
Okay.
But he wasn't there.
He wasn't there that day because I think it would have been somewhat uncomfortable for him to be
Yeah.
in a session
guy
about
who had a
alcoholism.
drinking problem, right?
Right. Okay.
Right.
So he wasn't there.
Right.
So I get to the middle of that semicircular thing they have set up with the
Really?
senators, and I look
There you
down
were.
and I see Ted Kennedy's personal, or actually his senatorial stationery. Okay, so I thought I would liberate.
Liberate.
I would liberate.
Liberate.
Some of that.
As in steal.
So I did, and did I ever?
And he knows that I'm Irish. I'm Suzanne Mahoney, and the Kennedys were all so cute and darling. Okay, now,
So
continue.
we get back to the hotel that night, and I'm emptying my pockets, and I pulled out this, it was a note all folded up, and I said, "Oh, Suzanne, someone asked me to give this to you." So I gave it to Suzanne, and what did it say?
I opened up. Dear Suzanne, I'm so sorry I didn't see you there today. I so wanted to meet you. Maybe we can get together at some other time. Here's my phone number. And I look up at Alan and I went, you are so rotten.
He's such a rascal.
Rascal. What I should have done is fold it up, say, oh, nothing, and put it in my pocket and just walked away. Have him go, right.
Well, actually,
I would never
I know.
take a Kennedy over you.
I
ever.
know.
I wouldn't take
Actually-
anybody over you.
Actually, my favorite one
Was what, Al?
sending it to the head of a TV network
Oh, God. Oh, he had so
Who-
much fun with Ted
who-
Kennedy
who-
stationery.
who was who was a dear friend of mine.
He was sending out notes from Ted, personal notes from Ted Kennedy to everybody he knew who were going, oh, wow, this is from Ted Kennedy. You're so bad.
I know, but I told everybody. I didn't leave it
No,
stand
you didn't.
like that.
You didn't.
I let everybody
you laughed,
know.
ha, ha, ha,
Yeah.
ha, ha.
The
Right.
president of the network didn't consider it very funny, okay, at all, because he got sucked into it.
In retrospect, it was effing funny.
It was funny. It was funny.
But you're a bad boy. Caroline's
I know.
right. You are a rascal.
I know.
A rascal.
I know.
Anyway,
In the best way.
in the
I
best
know.
way.
Because the thing is, when Alan pulls pranks, they aren't mean.
No.
Some pranks
No.
are not funny. Like his pranks are funny. They,
Yeah.
like for a moment, you catch your breath, but
Yeah.
they're not mean-hearted. I
Ever.
know some people who do mean pranks, and I don't like that.
I agree.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
like mean pranks. They
Well, one of my
mean
fa-
pranks are hurtful.
Oh
Actually
yeah,
hurtful.
absolutely.
Yeah.
My prank about the psychic feeling I had
Oh,
about.
don't tell. That's
I'm not going to tell the
yeah.
story.
That's a half-hour story. I'm saving you, Caroline. He was just about to tell a story that's a half-hour long.
But
It was funny, but that's enough.
It
That's
was
enough.
funny,
Right.
but the guy who was the focus of it looked at me like I was some kind of alien.
Yeah, but don't tell the story. It's a
I
half
won't.
hour.
I won't. I won't.
Maybe
tell the
an
story.
hour.
Okay.
There have been nights when he
If we
started
have-
the story, and
if
I,
we have
my
an
wife,
hour.
I go.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yeah.
shampoo, conditioner, chemical-free, hair elixir, rescue mask, styling cream. I really like this. You want to have something to piece up your hair.
So
the
by-
activating serum, the finishing
Yeah.
gloss.
Could Alan hold the True Brazilian Activating Serum up to camera while you continue?
Yeah, here, Al. There you
Because
go.
that's
Okay.
the free gift, so
And
people can see exactly
and then the
what they're
comb.
getting.
And then the comb. I didn't talk about it much, but you know, you'll be happy you have this comb. We got all the rescue mask, and you can like comb it through, and it's like, and also
Yeah, I
get
do
it
that
right
in my
against your
bathtub.
get it right against your scalp. Ooh, does that feel good? Right against your scalp, it feels so good. I love you all. I love our 3 times a week cocktail parties. Alan and I are staying in this weekend, and we're just going to like enjoy ourselves, and we will be with you again on Monday. And we have a really fun show planned for you on Monday. And God bless America.
God bless
and be
America.
safe and take good care of yourself and eat organic, okay? And I just want to say this once again. It's not who you are. It's not what you do. It's not what you have. It's only about who you love and who loves you. And I
Yeah.
love you. Good night,
Yeah.
everybody.